And of course, the passenger princess has to pee. Hello everyone and welcome back to Life Redesigned. Today's video is going to be all over the place. As you can see, we are in New York. We just spent 2 weeks at that campground, which was Brennan Beach Campground, part of the Thousand Trails network of RV parks. And I got to say, I was really excited about going there because it's right on Lake Ontario. But wow, they had a lot of strange things going on there. One, it was probably one of the most unfriendliest parks we've ever been to. It's running a ratio of about 90% annuals there. But here's the thing, it's absolutely incredible, absolutely beautiful park. Is again, you're right on Lake Ontario. We were looking forward to fishing and kayaking and all that good stuff. However, the weather didn't cooperate, so we spent a lot of time under high wind advisories, stuff like that. An amazing laundry room and one of the biggest libraries of any RV park we've been in. But here's the kicker of it. They shut everything down because, well, something happened in the laundry room, so we didn't get to do laundry on our way out, which is kind of setting us behind. Speaking of behind, we've got a lot of ground to make up in this video because we need to cover a couple of things. One, we need to cover Carrie's health, which I'll let her clue you in on that. Two, we are heading down to our next park, which is Hershey, which is also part of the Thousand Trails network. But we've never been there before. We're actually really excited. So excited. Hello, my dear.
Hello.
We're so excited that we actually booked our first official meetup in Hershey. And that reminds me, if you're not following us on Facebook, you probably should if you want updates like that, because that's really the only platform we're using for communication. We found that Instagram, everybody's just looking at pictures and giving it a heart, whether you have good information in there or not. And YouTube's community page, it's kind of a mixed bag. So Facebook, Life Redesigned RV, we'll leave it right here so you know where to get us. We're limiting this meetup. By the time you see this video, it'll already be done. But we're limiting this meetup because we're using it as a practice run for my public speaking, because I haven't spoken in public in front of a group of people in about 6 years. So as I get ready to officiate our son's wedding, I need that practice. But for right now, I got to put the stairs back up after I pee, of course, and we need to hit the road. But don't worry, she's got stuff to say too.
Well, that gas station won today's award for most disgusting gas pumps. But enough of that. Let's get back to Brennan Beach. I know Bob mentioned that for a few minutes or just briefly, but we actually had a pretty decent stay there. We got some maintenance stuff done. It was nice that when the weekend came and the weekenders showed up, that they always put the party animals right behind us, which was a treat. All you're hearing is, "Dwayne, shut up." Now, I don't know if this guy's name was really Dwayne, but just go with it. You get the point, right? And he had plenty to drink, so much so that everybody was going, "Will you shut up, Dwayne? Shut up." And again, I don't know even why I'm going Southern with it, but whatever. Again, just go with it. But yeah, we always had the party people behind us, which, you know, whatever. And I have to say that the people there are very rude. Like, granted, it was like 95% annuals, which, whatever. But the other people, like the campers, like driving by on their buggies, we'd wave, say hello, and they didn't even so much as give you the one finger wave back. And I'm not talking about the 1 minute finger, So it was kind of like, that was a little disheartening. But Bob did have a few vacation days, and we went out to Syracuse to Destiny something USA. It's a huge mall out there, and that it's very different. Like, it has a cluster of so many different stores. You'll have to check out the website, because you're like, it's just not like a normal store. They have everything from like a bin store, so you can get a bag for X amount of dollars, right up to, you know, Coach and Louis Vuitton. It was very, very strange. And then, gosh, what did we do after that? Oh, we went to Ottawa. Now, Ottawa is really, really cool. We always enjoy going there. And there was a place, as you know, our son collects wrestling figures from the 80s, and they're called LJNs and some other ones. So that was pretty cool. And while we were entering Canada and exiting Canada, we were privileged to be pulled into secondary both times.
All right, admittedly, it's a couple of days later, and I'm going to tell you why. That clip that you just saw, yes, that's Carrie and I going through Hershey's Chocolate World and doing the little factory tour thing ride that they have. Every time that Carrie and I are in Hershey, we've been doing this for years, and that little thing is, and they give you a little chocolate at the end. It's a great little ride, so if you find yourself in Hershey, go ahead. But I'm going to go back to what Carrie was talking about at the border. We went to Ottawa, just kind of, if you've been following along on the channel, you know that our son RJ, who is now 30, and we're getting ready to be married, which is amazing. He has a collection of wrestlers and wrestling action figures and wrestling memorabilia that a lot of it started that I had as a kid. So whenever we're in a different area, we go and we find whatever we can find. Now, you don't get to see that till later, but when we were in Ottawa, we went to this retro vintage toy store collectible place, and we got some toys for our 30-year-old son. And starting right off the bat, now the prices on these things are Canadian, so you'll have to do your own math. But this is, if you're into this kind of stuff, this is a Vader Bendum, which is kind of hard to find. And this was originally in the Canadian market, so it's really cool to see this. This is the original WWF, and this was $35 Canadian. but it's okay. It's fine. So then we found this Ric Flair from WCW, and these are really, really cool. This is a kind of a rare one because it has Ric Flair in a red tights thing. It's a really cool thing. It's one of the Series 3, and I know someone's going to want to know the back of it, so you can see that there. It is such a cool piece to find, and I FaceTimed our son from Ottawa, and I said, hey, we've got this. It's 85 Canadian, and he was like, yes, please, I'll take it. So we got that. And then up in Canada, oh wait, I'm not done. From that same store, we got a classy Freddie Blassie, one of the original LJNs. This one here was 45 Canadian, but pretty cool. It is missing the little cane prop that he had, but I remember collecting these as a kid. So this is going to go on his shelf as well. And it's okay because, well, yeah, this is what you got to do. And then we got a Wildman Mark Merrill Bendham as well. This was like $20 Canadian. Really, really cool. And it will clean up really nicely. And now, so this was the cool part. Let's talk about Toys R Us. Yes, it still exists in Canada, and we found one that was actually closing, and we got two of the newest ones. These are called Flex Figs, and this is a modern version of those Bendhams. We had a Rey Mysterio and a Seth Rollins, and that's just basically just to kind of round out his collection. But that's not the coolest part. The coolest part is when we got here in Hershey, we went to a local Target because they are doing re-releases of the LJNs, which are the wrestling figures that I had as a kid. And Carrie made friends with this kid named Ethan, and Ethan and now we're family. He went in the back and he got us a brand new, and by the time you guys see this, they'll be released out to the general public. But for us right now, this is hard to get. This is a brand new 2026 Jake the Snake Roberts, complete with the snake all together. Really, really cool. This is now Series 3, I believe, and he now has all series up to date, and we're pretty pumped about that. Now, we got to talk about that border thing that Carrie brought up. Yes, we did get pulled into secondary, not once, but 2 times. And this just happens. We got pulled away going into Canada. They had us go into secondary and just randomly decided they were just going to check us out and whatever. Didn't go through our vehicle or anything, just said, hey, we're going to do a little quick background check on you guys and you're going to be good to go in a few minutes. And we were. And coming back over the border was just incredibly weird. We're having a good conversation, and us and the border patrol guy, or whatever you want to call them, and he said, well, here's your yellow paper, you need to go into secondary. Like, what the hell, man? And we went into secondary. We were held up for about 20 minutes there. Nobody went through the truck again. They just said, well, just doing a check on you guys. And that was it. No crazy story, but it is kind of weird to be pulled into secondary twice. This is the only times we've ever really been held up at the border. And of course, we didn't have a rig with us. It was just us in the truck. Just kind of crazy. But that brings us up to currently where we are now, as we're getting ready for a meetup, and we're enjoying Hershey Park, the Thousand Trails. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Now, putting you on the spot, Carrie, as I flip this camera around, we're getting inundated with people asking, hey, how's Carrie doing? So,
she's alive and kicking. 2 months post-ablation procedure, and I am being made to take it easy until my 3 months is up, just to make sure everything is totally copacetic. Bob won't let me lift anything. He pretty much doesn't let me do anything, but I'm not complaining about it because it's actually really nice. But in all seriousness, I'm feeling really, really good. Like, surprisingly, like, I didn't know that I could feel this good. Like, I'm not so tired. I wake up early now, and it's been great. It's been a godsend, and I'm really, really happy that I had it done.
Now, to that point, one, we want to thank everybody who's reached out to us as I grab Carrie in.
Oh, hello.
Get her right in frame, the two of us side by side. I want to thank everybody for reaching out. Everybody for the outpouring of support has been amazing, especially as we've kind of transitioned our channel into just slowing things down and just doing whatever videos we feel like doing. Some are going to be like this, some are going to be park reviews, some are going to be just whatever we want to do, and that's kind of the MO going forward. I do want to address one thing. Now, our core audience is amazing. The guys and gals that have been with us from the beginning, we love each and every one of these, and that's something you don't hear from us too often, but we are super appreciative. But I gotta say, I found it a little bit concerning, and I see this constantly through YouTube now, is that we would put up a video about your health or a health update, and views would skyrocket, right? And everybody would come out and give their opinion, give their love, and then the next week, if there was no drama, the views fall right off. But what killed me about those videos were the amount of people, and again, these weren't you, these were just people that, when the video hits mainstream, decided that instead of offering words of encouragement, they would do the opposite. And this is that trend on YouTube that we've talked about before, where it's like, hey, why bother with the ablation? I've had 6 of them and they don't work. And it was just one after another of doom and gloom. And look, we're sorry that if you've had that experience, that's awful that you would have to keep going through it over and over again. But if you're dealing with a cardiac patient who's going through something like this, the last thing you should be presenting them with is, oh, it's not going to work for you.
It just put me back into Google going, oh no, am I making the right decision? Should I even do this?
And I watched her go through this for the months leading up to the surgery, questioning everything, and here we are 2.5 months, in case Carrie didn't mention it, post-ablation, and she's phenomenal. She's right back to where she was. She's moving, she's doing everything. Not a single issue with rhythm or anything heart-related, and it's been a godsend. And if you are looking to have this done for yourself, or you're going through a similar situation, just know that the doom and gloom that's out there, that's just the way YouTube is now, and she's living proof.
And
you'll make it.
Your issues vary. I mean, it goes from person to person.
Right.
So not just because you have AFib or, you know, a atrial flutter or something, it's different for everyone.
And that's a big thing, is that, you know, we appreciate the other side of the coin, but my God, man, if you're discouraging somebody from having something done because you had a situation, remember, everyone's different, especially cardiac people.
Before we go, hold please. I have to show them.
Oh boy, here we go.
So,
look at that.
Bob got me this amazing vase and flowers. Sunflowers are my favorite.
But this is such a nice arrangement. This is just one of those on the side of the road deals.
And it's amazing, but I wanted to share because I love it.
Basically what she's trying to tell you is that I'm husband of the year. But enough, we're going to wrap up this day.
Maybe.
I need a nap. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Bye. Ooh. Nope. Well, welcome to Thousand Trails, Hershey. Oh no.
Now, we've been having a blast here, and at the same time, all right, let's call it what it was. Well, for the first time in 4 years of being on the road full time, I called out of work sick for 2 days. I don't know what the hell's been going on, but I have felt like complete and utter dog stuff. And it was so bad that we ended up having to cancel our meetup just because I didn't want to get anybody else sick, and that kind of sucks. And normally I reschedule it, but let's talk about this park in particular. Now, as we're here enjoying a nice game of mini golf, which by the way, Carrie made me pick these golf putters up. These are from Amazon. I'll leave a link below because I know a lot of you guys are like us that like to play mini golf. So here's the brand there, but we always have a hard time because of our work schedule getting out here and be able to get clubs, balls, stuff like that. while they're open. So we ended up just buying our own. They're relatively cheap, 30 bucks a piece.
Not bad.
We're not sponsored or anything, but
they're heavy.
They're great. And our balls, well, they're sponsored by Carnival Cruise Lines. Yes, they gave us some free golf balls when we were there. Not really sponsored, but it was kind of fun. So now we have our own setup whenever we hit the road in a lot of these parks. But we're going to be leaving Hershey a lot sooner than we anticipated. And I'll explain that to you in just a moment. Now this park here is Hershey 1000 Trails, and absolutely beautiful park. So we have no issues whatsoever, as we see Carrie way down there. But let's talk about the problem that we've been having. Now, I want to stress that what I'm going to say next is not a reflection on 1000 Trails Hershey itself. In fact, everybody we've come across here staff-wise has been amazing. The views here are stellar. The campground itself, absolutely immaculate. And in a normal circumstance, wow, we would love to stay and everything. But when we got here, you know, sometimes we've talked about this before in videos, that if something doesn't feel right, no matter where you are, what your stay is supposed to be, trust your gut when you're full-time on the road. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
And get the hell out when you need to. And that's what we're doing. So we booked here, this is months ago that we booked this stay, and we booked a deluxe site. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole 1000 Trails and their ratings of sites and whatever. What you consider deluxe, I probably don't. What they do is probably nothing of anybody considers deluxe. We have a pull-through site, and it's right on a walk path or whatever. That's not the problem. The problem is the people next to us. You'll notice that we're not showing the site like we normally do in these videos, and that's because, well, we have a unique position. So the people next to us, now again, nothing to do with the park, and I also want to say that everybody has a different financial issue going on in life. There's always something, we understand that. But the people next to us, there seems to be a couple and a friend. And the couple live in the RV, the friend is in a tent out in front of the RV. And for the most part, sleeps in the tent, and also his truck if it rains.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a unique and weird position, because anytime that we go outside, this guy's just hanging out in his truck. And at the same time, we have cameras all around our rig, and a lot of them are hidden, and one of them's a main one's a doorbell. And anytime that we leave our rig, somebody's in our site. And not sure what the hell's going on. I don't want to make a bigger deal of it than what it needs to be. But between that and they're constantly discussing very loudly how much money they don't have.
Generally, they're very quiet. Unless people are outside, they go outside and say, between the three of us, we only have X amount of dollars.
16.
Recently was 16.
$16. So in case you want to know, that's what we're dealing with. And it's just one of those things that just kind of makes the hair stand on the back of your neck up a little bit, and you're like, it's time to go. So other than that, I mean, this place here is incredible. I don't want to make anybody sick here. This is a pool. It's very busy at the moment, or else we'd show you, but really nice. And again, can't ask for a better campground.
It's beautiful. It's huge.
But since those people are going to be here longer than we are, I'm just about ready to take off, which means we're hitting the road. And we're
so he said, hey, we're leaving and we're hitting the road. Where are we going?
Well, see, here's the thing. I'm in charge of programming for the next few weeks. I can say this, that the next 2 months or so, we are out of the 1000 Trails network. We're going to be taking a break from 1000 Trails and all things 1000 Trails. We have a lot going on with the wedding and stuff like that, but we also have a few weeks before the wedding that, well, we have nowhere to go until Bob took the wheel and made some reservations.
So
she's on a need-to-know basis, but I will...
Well, I kind of need to know.
Just let everybody know this, and I'll just say it with her reaction right here.
What?
Well, hello, Carrie.
Hi.
And yes, you are on a need-to-know basis of where we're going.
Well, I need to know.
I'm not going to tell you, but I will tell you this, that where we're going next, there is a big family that's about to have an expedition.
Okay.
And we're going to go hang out with them and the kids.
We're going to Tennessee.